Are you in the market for an icy diamond-like stone for an engagement ring or to bust down a pendant, but you don't want to spend the bag? Moissanite might be the perfect stone for you. But what exactly is moissanite? How does it compare to a diamond? And beside the price, why should you invest in it? Find out on today's episode of Naki Tech University. Let's get it.
She a dancer, little shorty a dancer. When I throw that fucking money, she put her hands up. Hey, she a dancer.
Hello, world. What's the vidobs? I am your host, Zola the Hero. This is Naki Tech University, episode 1, where we talk about everything jewelry, cosplay, 3D printing, spirituality, the meaning of stones and the spiritual aspect of those, the symbols of jewelry, all types of things like that, and really anything that I feel like talking about on any particular day. So today we have what is silicon carbide, or what is a moissanite? Now, moissanite was founded, or it was discovered in 1893 by a French chemist named Henry Moissan. He's French, so really you probably want to say Moisson. Now, silicon carbide was a mineral that he found. It was super rare, extremely rare. It still is rare, and you really can't find it today. And the reason why is he found it in a meteor. He was studying fragments of a meteor in Arizona, in the Arizona Canyon, the Diablo Canyon to be exact, is where he found this meteorite. And he thought it was a diamond, but it turns out it was actually a moissanite. Now, the chemical composition, like we just said before, silicon carbide is actually it's a 1-to-1 ratio roughly of carbon to silicon carbide. So if you know your stones and you know a little something, you know diamonds are actually made of carbon. So it's almost like moissanite gets its hardness from the carbon aspect and the refraction of light in that rainbow iridescence. I just kind of want to use that word, but the rainbow effect, it gets it from the silicon carbide. Moissanite was first introduced to the jewelry industry by a company named Charles and Colvard out of North Carolina. I believe they still make moissanite to this day. They released a formula basically, and probably some other people, and companies and people were able to then replicate the stone and make it in abundance, therefore keeping the price down. It was introduced to the industry as a diamond simulant. So this is probably why people have that connotation of it being a quote unquote fake diamond, despite it having being its own thing and having its own characteristics. Now, moissanites are graded the same way diamonds are, basically, and most stones. That'll be the 4 C's. So you have your cut, your color, your clarity, and the carat weight. Moissanite is just a little lighter than carbon. Carbon is a little heavier than silicon carbide. So so it having less carbon, it's a little bit lighter. And I believe the math is like you got to divide by like 0.95 or something to get the math, to get the exact carat. But it's a little bit lighter than the diamond. When it comes to cut all depends on what happens after it's grown or after a stone comes out of the ground. So your cut is going to be based on who's cutting it, who the lapidary is that's cutting the perfect girdle on the stone and cutting that perfect pavilion or whatever it is. And cut also can control how much light is actually refracted. It can control how much of that iridescence rainbow kind of pops out or how much doesn't. Cut is everything. Your cut and polish of the stone makes the stone. Cut also describes how the stone is cut, like what shape is cut in. Is it do you have a pear shape? Do you have a round shape? Do you have an oval? Do you have a heart? Do you have a Asher cut? Do you have a emerald cut? Is it a round brilliant cut? Is it a checkerboard cut? You know what I'm saying? There's the different different styles of cuts, and different styles of cuts, once again, they give you different effects. They give you different refraction of light. They give you um different things within those stones. Now the next thing is diamond clarity, or stone clarity in general. And the way the clarity works is referring to the number of inclusions within the stone that you can see. Generally these can be difficult to see with the physical, with your actual eye, once you get down to the really quality stones. But the way clarity works is, when you hear all these rappers talk about VVS and VV this and VV that, um, VV stands for very slight, VVS. Um, so all of them are basically a breakdown where you go from SI, which is slightly included, VS, which is very slightly included, uh, VVS, which is very slightly, and you have VS1, VS2, VS1, VS2, SI, SI2, and so forth. And the final C of the four is color. And color is the same scale as diamonds. Once again, the whole grading scale from moissanite is the same as diamonds. It works the same. It goes from D, E, F, which are colorless, to G, HI, which is near colorless, to JK and all that, which is faint or whatever the hell it is. We start to get into different colors, the browns and the yellows and things like that. But moissanite, you're gonna find DEF only, because they're lab grown. They're super able. They're super easy to control the environment and different things to be able to get what you want. So they're pretty much flawless. You might see slight inclusions, which you would really need the microscope to see. And that's just from the growing process of different things. But generally, they are flawless. Moissanite is also made in different colors. And not talking about the actual 4C colors, but moissanite is made in colors like red, pink, yellow, orange, blue, green, a greenish blue, many different colors. Now, all manufacturers don't make them in whatever say particular color, but many manufacturers do have certain methods where they're actually, in the growing process, they're actually able to add, I believe, things like boron and other things like that, other minerals, to affect the color, and it'll come out with a certain hue. And then it's also general like plating of stones to try to get a particular color of that stone, treated stones, and stones that get treated oftentimes with things like sapphires, and also diamonds. Diamonds will be treated to get a particular color. And that wraps up episode 1 of Naki Tech University. What is a moissanite? This video was a little bit longer than I expected, a little bit longer than I wanted, but I do babble, so it's all good. So whether you looking for an affordable alternative to a diamond, or a more ethical or eco-friendly option, moissanite is definitely something you should consider fucking with. It's definitely unique, it's definitely different, it's beautiful for sure. People could try and cap, and it's affordable, and it gives you the same type of effect that the diamond does. You know what I mean? It gives you that glitz, that ooh. You know what I'm saying? It makes you turn your head real quick because of that refraction. So make sure you shop www.nakitech.world right now. Shit, if you want to, like, comment, and subscribe. I ain't even forcing you to do that, but definitely go to nakitech.world. Check out our collection. Check out our latest rings, pendants, anything you need. We do customs, grills, VVS diamonds, moissanite, you name it. Right here from New York's Diamond District, Naki Tech in full effect. Soul of the Hero, I'ma holla.
Hey, it's like 2 o'clock. The shorty just hit my line. She gon' slide. Yeah, she know she in for a night. I'm like, give it with the bowl. It's that shit that touch her soul. She like her head on my chest, cause she say that my ice is cold.